Project Hail Mary is finally out for everyone to see, and I saw it last night, so let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Jordan the Nerd of Gold, and I saw it on an RPX screen, which is like IMAX Lite, and I also have not read the book, so this is just my experience of the movie itself. I'm sure there's plenty of people who are going to talk about the differences between the book and the movie, and they're going to be great videos, so look out for those. But this is just a review of the movie. I do think this is a good movie. I enjoyed this movie overall. I do think that it was a little bit overhyped for me, if I'm being honest. I thought it was going to be like, I got the expectation that we were going to get something on the scale of Interstellar, but maybe a little funnier, but it wasn't quite that for me on that front. And again, that's just because I think I had overread into it. So I just want to say, if you have expectations of this being a truly fantastic movie, maybe temper them a little bit, because if you go in with the wrong expectations, it may ruin your enjoyment on that front. But that being said, I do think the film looks beautiful. It's fantastic looking visually, just like the production value of it. Ryan Gosling gives an excellent performance throughout the entire film. Rocky is a really interesting puppet and like character on that front. I do think the problem in the film is an interesting one. I do want to talk about the things that I have a kind of problem with, and it's just two things. One, I think the film either needed to cut certain scenes or add some more dialogue in certain elements for the emotional moments to land more so than they did, because that's the thing that bothered me throughout the film, especially when we got further and further into the film, when we were getting to these climactic moments. I just think they didn't land as hard as they should have. Like, I felt like I wanted to cry, but it just wasn't landing quite well enough for me to get to that point. Because when a movie does well, I don't mind crying, because that's what you're supposed to do when a movie's trying to get you to cry. When it's doing a good job, that's the reaction you're supposed to have. So it's like, I'm not quite getting there on that front, and it's because, again, I think certain scenes dragged on just a little too long, or they just needed a little more dialogue for it to land harder. And the other complaint that I have about this movie is that it is a movie that is like basically about the entire scientific endeavor, the scientific process, the journey of discovery. So I would have appreciated a little more techno-babble throughout, like the fact that Rocky's stuff is made of xenon, but it's a solid instead of a gas, or how his ship, if I remember from what I heard about the book is correct, is like made of wood, and they don't really explore that, or like Rocky's ship as a whole, considering that they were connected and we didn't get to see that until the end of the movie, or just like how the astrophage really work, because plants eat light, but they don't really kill stars. I just would have liked a greater explanation of that, because like on paper it's a good idea, but I also think the movie could have done a better job about making the threat a little more clear on that front, just from a technobabble standpoint. But those are my two complaints on it. Otherwise, I do think this is a good film, and I think you are going to have a good time.